So hello everyone, welcome to Code and Career. This is your mentor Shubham Dubey, and here is this third lecture of HTML series where we will be covering today the basic HTML elements. So in yesterday's class we have covered about the tags. In today's class we would be covering what are HTML elements. So you need to understand it is the basic building block of creating a web page. When you are creating a web page, ultimately you need an element. For an example, these are the text and this paragraph which would be working accordingly. This is a element or this is an element. Fine. So an HTML element is a fundamental component of an HTML document that contain data to display on the web page. Example, text, image, link, or sometimes nothing. An HTML element includes an opening tag. You will find an opening tag for an example like this P, okay, or a content. For an example, there is a content, and what you will find a closing tag. Fine. So this is a closing tag. You need to remember this very thoroughly. Fine. So opening tag specifies the beginning of the element, content is to be displayed or processed, and the closing tag it marks the end of an element. A closing tag may be optional for some element. For an example, BR tag. This is empty tag in nature. Fine. So an HTML document consists of a tree of HTML elements and they define the content and layout of a web page, like how and what content should display in the different sections of a web page. Fine. Example we would be covering paragraph. This is a paragraph content. Heading. This is a heading content. Div. This is a division content. So you need to understand that everything would be created accordingly where this P, H1 and div. This is the opening tag. This is in the middle of the content and this is the closing tag. Fine. Should we move? I think this example should be shown to you in the screen as well. Fine. So in the screen part, we would be looking into what? We would be looking into, for an example, our paragraph tag. See, in basic editor, it is very easy to get it. Fine. So now the opening tag is created and the closing tag is created, and we write something in the middle of it. This is while we would be checking with this preview part. Here you can see this is a website, and here you can see this is a paragraph. Fine. Similarly, we would check multiple more things as well. For an example, H1, I told you in the yesterday's class as well. So this is a heading. Fine. You can see this is a heading and div. This is a division. Actually, it's a kind of a box or a container. Fine. So this is a div. Fine. So here it is generated simply. Fine. So this is what actually the content is being displayed to you right here. Fine. And this is the opening tag. This is the closing tag. Every time you can see them all. Okay, so element versus tag. What is the real difference? This could be an interview question for those students who are usually fresher in nature. Fine. So if you are into this web development world, you need to remember these are some small chunks of questions which could arise in your question paper. So this is the most common confusion point for beginners. Fine. I told you no. HTML tag is just opening. For an example, P or closing part. This is the instruction. The HTML element is the entire thing, which is opening tag, content, and the closing tag. Here you need to understand this is an element. Fine. This would work like a paragraph. If you are writing, it would work like a paragraph or something which is in nature. This is like a sandwich. You need to understand this is a very good example where breads are covering both the sides and in middle there is a element which could be potato, tomato, or anything whatsoever you can remember. Fine. Now understanding nested elements. For an example, element inside an element, this is known as nested element. So every opening tag must have a corresponding closing tag. This you need to understand, and everything works accordingly. The closing tag of the parent element must come after the closing tag of the child. For an example, this is the parent tag. So the child should come inside only, that will work, otherwise it would not work or will hamper your working. The nested elements must be valid HTML elements. It should be valid in nature. Other than that, it would not work otherwise. Fine. So example, we would be considering an example. In the following example, we would be taking italicized element, italic element, and you the underline element. So let me show you something. We would try to make something beautiful in nature. Fine. Just commenting it out with the control forward slash. I would write also comment how we do CTRL plus sorry plus forward slash to comment or uncomment. Fine. This is also I just commented out. Okay, so this is the thing. You can note it down, guys. It is very important. It could come in your examination. So, for an example, I am writing something in a paragraph only. Fine. And it would be like, hello, this is a paragraph. Sorry, a paragraph. Fine. So, I generated something out of it. Okay, paragraph this is. Now you need to understand for an example, hello comma, this is a paragraph. Okay, this could be enough. For an example, this paragraph I want to italicize it. So what I could do, just removing it for a few seconds and taking I italic. Fine, V, and see, this is a paragraph. Fine. Now, for an example, again taking another paragraph, and it could generate itself like this is another paragraph. I want this to be bold in nature. Fine. Control X, putting B, bold, and between the B, C. Now notice, between the paragraph, this is a parent. There is coming the B, bold. And you can see it, guys, that it is completely a child element which is inside a parent element. So now you need to understand that the parent element should always be outside the child element. Only then the HTML nested element would work. Hopefully, this is the most important topic which you guys need to understand. Otherwise, it could be hectic for you in nature. Fine? Okay. So in the above example, HTML is the most important parent tag, then head, then body. See, HTML was outside, HTML was outside, and inside it, head, head, body, body. So the biggest nesting would be done with the HTML tag. If you are going outside it, that means you are going outside the website. That's so simple. Now, empty or void elements. See, like image tag, HR tag, and the BR tag, they are what? Void in nature. So just if we try to take the image tag, for an example, just let me check if any image is out there. Okay, so we are having images, good to go. So just showing you the image tag. Fine. IMG image tag. In this, you need to put the link in the SRC source. So for an example, if you forgot also today in the images, I will tell you again. Fine. So I think this is something being generated. Fine. So this is me, your Shubham sir. Okay. So we have generated a image. Fine. And image. Okay, so this is generated. I think I should take it more at a bigger level. Sometimes promotions are also important. Okay, so this is the image which is generated accordingly. Now, what you need to do, guys, you need to understand that this is only the empty tag. Fine. Similarly, there is this HR tag, HR. Then after HR, if you write something, it is after a line. Okay, just see how is it working. See, there is a line and then it is written here. Fine. So there are a few things which you need to understand that how they are in working nature. Fine. Okay. So image tag, IMG, HR and the BR, these are the single-handed tag. Again, the source, the SRC. Fine. This is also somewhat used. You might see these tags within a oblique at the end like BR. this is an older syntax and is not needed in modern HTML5. In modern HTML5, see HR is written single. It is not required like this. Fine. If you go with it, it is not creating any issue, but yeah, modern ways are not supporting it. So it is not any kind of problem. Fine. This is an example. You can also learn with it, guys. Please practice a lot. For an example, see image source logo.jpg and whatsoever you are writing as a name, it would be written. Meanwhile, uh, regarding the channel name Code and Career, please do subscribe, like, and share, and also share with your friend, guys. Be supportive in nature because I really love to teach you. Okay, too much promotion. Mandatory closing HTML elements. Mandatory, which are required. The HTML elements that are opened must be closed. Only the void elements do not require closing. So if paragraph H1 are there, they need a partner to be closed. That's why it is a closing tag. Fine. For an example, paragraph tag. See, it is working. In between them, BR tag is there. You don't need to close it because it is an empty tag. Similarly, the HR, you also don't need to close it. But what you do need to close, you need to close these paragraph tag. Fine. See, somehow it is closed somewhere. Okay. So this is the reason. Now, the last and the most important thing are HTML elements case sensitive. Case sensitive means if writing capital, writing small, does it hamper anything? So the final answer, I would like to give you a surprise that no, they are not case sensitive. You just need to write the correct word only. Fine. So going with the example, for an example, here it is given like HT is written capital, ML is written small. I would show you with something else. For an example, in the above side, you have seen image tag was running. Now I am writing like this. Fine. Now I am writing like this, and yes, it is supportive in nature. So, not any problem, not any issue with any of that. Fine. So, HTML is not case sensitive. That means we can use both upper as well as lower case in these tags. So either I can write like this also, fine, this is also supportive, and in the similar way, IMG, this is also supportive. It is not giving any error at any cost. So finally, this was the thing where we ended our element part. Part was already covered, basic structure is covered. So now this series is gaining more potential. It is the requirement for you to cover as many topics as possible. Again, repeating, like, subscribe, and also share with your friends so that it keeps us more supportive in nature. We'll meet you the next day. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.